you for the follow. Thank you. for the follow. Hello, gamers. How are we doing? Welcome on in. Welcome back. We're back with the Apollo Justice Trilogy. It seems our frame rate issue has been resolved as far as it looks. Nothing yet. Fingers crossed. We didn't stream yesterday because that was pretty rough. That was pretty rough what was happening. I could not handle it. I was like, nope, not even gonna bother. But we're back. Let's get into it. Boom. Turnabout reclaimed. We were talking with Miss De Plume here, and we've come to break her psyche lock now that Little Pearls has recharged it for us. Let's hop on into it. You people again. You're becoming quite the nuisance. If that veterinarian won't come out, then I might just have to give up and leave. Hello. Veterinarian? Is that the Dr. Crab Mr. Rhymes was talking about? You are correct. He likes to shut himself up in the back room there and won't come out. But I don't think he's even in there today, so I'm about ready to go home. She sure seems to know a lot about the workings of this aquarium. And maybe a little something about the incident this morning, too. Mr. Wright, this is no time to be standing there thinking to yourself. Stop talking to the voices in your head, Mr. Wright. Sorry, I got distracted by watching the fish in the background. What is going on back there? What is that a fish bone? Is that real? Like, I'm sorry, I just got so distracted for a minute. It's time to put your psychedelic clock skills to work and uncover her secret. That's Psyche Lock, Athena. Psyche Lock. Alright, let's do this. Let's Psyche Lock. Why you're here. Mr. Plume, I want you to tell me the secret you're hiding. I'll do nothing of the sort. It would mean breaking my promise. I don't know who you made this promise to, but you will tell me. Damn. Oh my god, Phoenix. Oh my god. You're not an aquarium employee, and yet here you are after the place is closed. That must mean you're connected to the incident involving the owner somehow. Oh ho ho! I don't know anything about any incident involving the owner. No, I think you do. I have a piece of evidence here that suggests you do know something. I'm wondering if, that's her. Yeah, I was like, that's gotta be her down there. Take that! According to Detective Fulbright, this shows the orca attacking the victim. And the person in this footage is wearing an outfit just like yours, Mr. Plume. Oh, I suppose there is no hiding this bombshell figure, is there? Yes, it is I. Boom, that was easy. And I think I can guess why you're here at the aquarium. You aren't simply a visitor to the aquarium. What you really are is a police investigator, a witness to the murder, a shipshape employee. Well, yeah, obviously a witness. What? What? You are a visitor who also happened to witness the death of the owner, Jack Shipley. That is Oh, I want to say it, but I promised the police. It's not good for you to keep things inside, you know. I'm sure you'll feel much better once you get it all out. I give up. I'll tell you everything. Oh, well, that was easy. I think that was easier than Pearl with the one Psyche Lock. If she wanted to tell me this badly, why couldn't she have just done so from the top? I think anyone would agree that I held it in for as long as I could. But I couldn't be expected to withstand this commoner's badgering any longer. Please calm yourself, Mr. Plume. And that's top-class badgering to you. You are correct. I witnessed the killer whale's crime with my own eyes. You got a problem with that, Blue Boy? Boss, Mr. Plume's anger is so powerful. Even I feel like I'm about to explode. You have to do something quick. Please don't explode on me. Could you start with telling me what you saw? I witnessed the very moment the killer whale attacked the victim. I told the police what I saw as well. I'm the sort of person who simply can't rest until the truth is known. So both Mr. Plume's statement and the footage point to Orla's guilt. Pardon me, but you seem pretty pleased that you witnessed this incident. It's almost like you wanted a murder to happen. What? Pleased? Shame on you. Are you implying that I am happy about an innocent man's death? No, of course not. I just don't get the sense that you were afraid of Orla. It's more like you were interested in her. Are you? You know, I wasn't sure, but I was thinking that maybe... Are you perhaps one of my fans? Is that how you knew? That I am the non-fiction writer, Norma de Plume? Wow, I'm your biggest fan. Can you tell me everything you saw that night? Or morning? When did he die? Oh, that Norma de Plume! So, big fan, huh? No, I've never even heard of her. But then why'd you act like you knew her? Well, now that you've figured me out, there's no sense in trying to hide who I am, I suppose. Talking to fans is part of a writer's duty, after all. But I'm not a fan, I tell you. I'm not a fan. I'm just a girl. So, what exactly have you written, Mr. Plume? Oh my! You mean to say you truly aren't familiar with my work? I write the truth. I take great pride in my craft, you know. I've been gathering information on Orla the killer whale for a year now. I've been very worried about Orla's violent tendencies. And today my concern was proven to be well justified. She did it. She murdered the captain so she can write a non-fiction book all about it and get all the money. Orla isn't violent. She's a sweet and gentle soul. Oh, the moment you let your guard down with that killer whale, chomp! Shipshape Aquarium has always denied the killer whale's violent streak, but it has been rumored to attack people. The rumors are just rumors. They aren't necessarily true. She's coming across incredibly sus. Yeah. Yes, I realize that, but I only write the truth. That is why I questioned the owner directly. But he refused to allow my research, and he even had the audacity to say to me, "You are nothing but a nuisance, coming here day after day. Don't ever come back again." Sounds like her research was a bit too much to take. But then, how did you get in here if you've been blacklisted? I have my methods. This lady is shameless. We won't let you speak badly of Orla. We're going to defend her. I'm only stating what I saw with my very own eyes. I came to the aquarium today to observe the killer whale, but on my way to that thing's tank, I heard its cries. You can hear Orla from the visitors corridor? There are speakers in the corridor up near the ceiling. Those are gonna, look at how the speakers is highlighted. Those speakers are gonna come into play later. Apparently that speaker is there so visitors can hear the killer whale's sounds. In any case, as I approached the killer whale's tank, I heard its cries. And when I arrived, I saw something terrifying. What did you see? The killer whale stealing the swashbuckler spectacular hat the owner was wearing. Oh, okay, Didn't, Sasha say that's just a thing that they do? What? And then, the moment it bit him and shook him mercilessly to death within its jaws. Calling it now. Calling it now. This is not... that she did see this, but it's not Orla killing the captain. I bet it's Orla trying to save the captain and bring him to the surface. That's my theory. And it's probably the truth. What? Orla bit the owner to death? She and the captain were besties. They loved each other. In justice we trust. So I take it Mr. Plume's just finished telling you what she saw? Detective Fulbright. I guess you've already heard it too. Yup, when we took her statement earlier. As you heard, I'm afraid that accidental death is really the only thing it could be. Yes, a dangerous creature like that cannot be allowed to harm anyone ever again. But she's not dangerous. Sorry, but the prosecutor's office said the case didn't have enough merit to go to trial. There was one prosecutor, though, who expressed an interest in the case. I wonder if his entire body is also a mess. Really? Then could we have that prosecutor take a look at the investigation reports? Unfortunately, I doubt even he'd take action without evidence of a homicide. Look, I understand how you feel, Mr. Lawyer, but maybe you should give up on this one? Not a chance. We'll just re-examine the crime scene and strengthen our case. Well, if that's your version of justice, I won't stop you. We won't rest until we find proof it wasn't accidental death, Detective. You'll see. Let's go, Mr. Wright. Time to check out that crime scene one more time. All right, then. Let's start the re-examination pronto. I'm gonna check out that mess in the back one more time. Athena, wait! No running! She's gonna fall in the pool. Ah! Are you okay? It didn't look like she tripped, but... Oh, there she is. Wow, Athena, your 3D model. Oh, I slipped. Oh. Huh? Orla? What is it, girl? Oh. Ah! Athena, are you alright? She crashed into all that stuff behind her. No. I tried to get out of the way, but all I did was slip and fall again. That was a pretty amazing wipeout. Are you hurt? I'm okay. But why did Orla spike that ball at me? It looked like you were standing on a place where she's supposed to do it. I think you were just signaling her for a trick, Athena. I don't think you need to think too hardly about it. After all the fish I gave her, I thought she liked me. Athena, no, Athena, no, I think she was just responding to the trick. Maybe she thought you were the main entree? Phoenix, no. She was clearly standing on a marked location. Very funny, boss. In any case, let's give the ball back to Orla. So she can spike it again. Huh? Looks like everything got shifted around when I fell on it. Hey, you're right. There are things now that we couldn't see before. Like another ball. I guess Orla really likes them. Look, there's something new by the outline of the body, too. We better take a good look around. Hey, look at this mark on the floor. What do you suppose it is? That's where we stand when we want to play volleyball with Orla. Volleyball, huh? Yeah, if we stand there, she'll spike the ball right at us. Elden Ring is peak. How are you enjoying the DLC, Matt?
So when Orla spiked the ball at me earlier, that was one of her tricks? It doesn't mean she hates me? Nah, she wanted to play with you. She loves volleyball. She used to play with the captain all the time.
Oh.
Aw, Sasha looks so sad. Okay, time to snap out of it. This is no time to be all dejected and mopey like a blobfish.
Made it to the final boss today.
That's right. Time to put on a smile and stay strong, right?
What's a blobfish? Or do I not want to know? Phoenix, how? Phoenix, what? What? What do you mean? What do you mean, what's a blobfish? He doesn't know anything about anything.
Oh no, that child is hurt.
What?
Call an ambulance.
Oh, hey, it's just the dummy.
It is? I mean, of course it is. I was just testing your response to an emergency.
Phoenix might be stupid. All he knows is law, and barely that. Well, I guess we just found out that you don't bluff well under pressure.
Gah. Guess I'll just have to keep practicing then. Wonder what the dummy is for anyway. Oh, that? We use it to train Orla. It's smaller than a human, but it does the job. Some of our tricks can be pretty dangerous, so Orla practices them on the dummy first.
Forget the tricks. Those bite marks look pretty dangerous. There's a broken sword here.
The tip of the blade is missing. Guess it just broke off.
Don't tell me it happened when Athena fell over.
You better not be trying to pin the blame on me, boss.
What? No, of course not.
No use trying to hide it. It's written all over your face. Besides, the broken part isn't even here. How could it have been my fault?
Thank you for the hydrate. I better watch what I think, or I'll get every little thing thrown back in my face. Looks like we just found the giant octopus's prop's missing leg.
Wow, I bet you get a whole lot of carpaccio from a giant leg like that. Ooh, let's go to the ocean and try to catch a giant octopus of our own.
You do that, Athena. Yeah, but even if we did catch one, how are you planning to slice it up?
Kind of problem. That's what man invented chainsaws for.
I've never seen anyone so hell-bent on chopping down some giant octopus. Well, I doubt we could catch one that big anywhere near the shore anyway.
The more roadblocks you throw up, the more I want to do it, you know? Ooh, I can't wait to get started.
It would appear that Operation Discourage Insanity has backfired. Alright, what's this? I was saving this for last because it's the most suspicious thing there. What's this, a coin?
Mr. Wright, there's blood on it.
You're right, but it's dried.
Do you think it could be the victims? And what was it doing all the way over here in the first place?
I'm not sure, but now that we found blood outside the pool, it just might help us prove that there's more to this case than just accidental death.
Hey, you're right! Orla certainly can't leave the pool after all.
You don't know that. You don't know what she gets up to in her free time. Single coin seems to have fallen by the side of the orca pool. Speaking of coins, take a look at this. There are a few coins around the body here, too.
You're right, boss. But where did they go? They aren't here anymore. You don't think somebody picked them up, do you?
Orla the legged orca. Orla has hidden legs nobody knows about. Oh, that's horrifying. Hey, Sasha, would you happen to know anything about this coin?
Oh, I guess I missed one. I just finished cleaning up the rest of them.
You picked up all the coins already?
That's right. After the police finished their investigation, they gave me the go-ahead.
They saw that tiny wound and thought it was an orca.
I haven't found them all yet, though. I'm still missing a few. Well, if they aren't beside the pool, maybe they're in the pool? Let's go to the ladder over there and take a peek at the bottom of the pool, boss. Okay.
Oh, there they are. Look, I think I see something on the bottom of the pool. And now somebody's gonna push him in. It'd be funny as hell if Athena just shoves Phoenix in the pool. She's like, finally.
I knew it.
Want me to go down and check? You can't jump in dressed like that. You'll drown under the weight of your clothes.
No, I won't. I'm a pretty good swimmer, you know.
Be that as it may, the pool's really deep. I doubt you can hold your breath that long. But maybe Sasha can?
Let's kill Sasha. Phew.
Phoenix, look at all these coins I found at the bottom. Thanks, Sasha. So there really were more of them down there, huh?
We seem to be finding them all over. I wonder how many there are altogether.
Including the ones I put away. There are 300 of them. They're for the show. Sounds like they'd be heavy.
About 7 pounds, I'd say. A little lighter than a stringfish. Well, I better go put these coins away where they belong. So, 7 pounds of coins scattered around the scene. One of them was blood on it. They seem to be related to the case.
I wonder how the blood got on that one coin. Wait a minute. Could it be? Remember how Detective Fulbright said that they couldn't find a murder weapon? Well, what if these coins were the murder weapon?
Huh? How could a little coin kill a grown man?
Well, one coin by itself isn't much of a threat, but 300 coins together could definitely be used as a weapon. All you'd have to do is freeze them, put them in a bag, or throw them. And I just started chucking coins. Put them in a bag. If you put 7 pounds of coins in a bag and swung it at somebody, it would make a pretty formidable blunt instrument, wouldn't it? It'd explain how blood got on this coin, but why would it only get on one coin? That doesn't make sense.
Oh,
Unless more of the coins have blood on them and they just washed off in the pool. But still, it's a bit weird that only one of them has blood on it.
Oh, I get it. If that bag of coins is the weapon, then we can use it to prove Orla's innocence.
Discovered beside the orca pool, there are 300 coins in all, weighing 7 pounds total. This makes it a likely murder weapon. But I don't see anything resembling a coin bag around here.
Maybe the killer took it with them?
Yeah, it would certainly make it look like Orla did it if they did.
You know what I think, Mr. Wright? The bloody coin alone should be enough to prove this might have been a murder.
I agree. It shows the possibility of a human killer rather than Orla.
Yes! This is just what we needed. Let's go show this coin to Detective Fulbright and Mr. Plume right away.
Good idea. Let's hope they're still at the Pub of Danger. July 20th. Ship-shape aquarium. Pub of Danger. Oh, you're back. So did you find anything? Of course he didn't. Remember, even if you don't succeed, it's the effort you make that's important. Is he trying to console me?
Let's show them the evidence we found, the one that points to a human culprit.
Right, because we won't let Orla be put Fulbright. Don't look, Matt. Don't look. Your heart will hurt. Please take a look at this blood-stained coin. Yuck! Cease and desist at once! What kind of a man shows a lady blood? She doesn't have to get so worked up. What are you terrorizing this lady with? Come on now, let's see it. we found this coin besides the orca pool. We did see a large number of coins besides the pool, but not one with blood on it. We just learned that there's 300 of these, weighing about 7 pounds in total. Now, what do you suppose would happen if a person was assaulted with that many coins? What? So you're saying the coins might have been used like some kind of blunt weapon? If the blood belongs to the victim, then yeah, it's entirely possible. But I wouldn't call it decisive proof, then, that the real culprit was human. You wouldn't? Why not? Because there'd have to be something to put the coins in to make them into a weapon. Without that something, it's just not going to be enough to pass muster. But I will say that your theory does seem to warrant further investigation. I'll call the prosecutor's office and ask to reinvestigate from a possible criminal angle. You will? Thank you very much.
I really hope Detective Fulbright can convince them.
They said no. You're screwed. We're killing the orca. Dang it. You won't believe the answer I got. When I explained your passion for this case and the police's investigation, they said that the prosecutor I mentioned earlier would be willing to take this to court. Really? So does that mean a new suspect has emerged? No, I'm afraid not. To be frank, Prosecutor Blackwell said he just wants to prove that orca's guilt in court. Okay.
What? It's Prosecutor Blackwell that wants to prosecute Orla?
That's fine, Detective. Thanks for arranging this for us. Well, I must say you're taking this rather calmly. He's used to it. He's been here before. Defending Orla in court was my idea from the start. And I'll do whatever it takes to save her. In that case, I'll do whatever I can as well to see that justice is served. Mr. Plume, will you be a witness for the prosecution? A trial for a killer whale? I've never heard of such recklessness before in my life. But I will reveal the truth about this killer whale and then write all about it. Ha ha ha! Sounds like a plan. Now if you'll just come along with me, we have to prepare for tomorrow. And I still have to arrange for an autopsy. I look forward to tomorrow. Until then, blue lawyer and yellow fan. Okay. I am not a fan! Well, at least we managed to get the case to go to trial.
How in the world do we defend an orca in court anyway?
To be honest, I'm not really sure myself.
Plus, Mr. Plume said Orla bit the victim. This trial sure isn't gonna be easy. But I love a challenge.
Then we ought to be just fine. Guess I should go over that swashbuckler spectacular you were watching this morning.
Yeah, we can have a formal viewing back at the office.
There's nothing decisive against Orla in the security tape, but that doesn't mean much. I'll just have to find a more concrete way to save Orla at tomorrow's trial. Or else.
Let's do this. Let's save Orla.
I can't wait to see Orla up on that witness stand. in a little kiddie pool.
Good morning, Mr. Wright.
Good morning. Chipper as ever this morning, I see.
I'm just thankful we actually get to have a trial for Orla. As a matter of fact, I just ran a few laps around the courthouse to get extra pumped.
And I just splashed my face with some water to get the sleep out of my eyes.
Oh, I also queued the swashbuckler video so we can watch it anytime.
Oh god, no. Please, no. Not a video that we need to watch multiple times in court. God, no. Thanks. It just might help our case. Oh god. It's a time-limited trial. You gotta finish before Orla dies. No. Alright, we brought her out of the water, and she's a mammal, so she can live for a little while, but you better hurry up, because she will die. Thanks, it just might help our case. By the way, you have some serious dark circles. Did you stay up late watching this?
What? Me? No. I, just woke up early, that's all.
I have a theory. My headcanon. Georgia just beat Portugal. I have a headcanon that Athena keeps watching the video because she's got a crush on Sasha. She thinks Sasha's cute, so she keeps watching the video. That's my headcanon.
What? Me? No, I, just woke up early, that's all. Guess I need to cover them up. I get ragged on enough as it is by Prosecutor Blackwell.
Speaking of being pumped, I'm pretty fired up for this trial, too. It's been a while.
That explains why your hair is spikier than usual. I mean, look at it! It's all super pokey and prickly and stuff. It's amazing.
That was a compliment, right?
Good luck, Mr. Nick. I'll be cheering you on from the gallery.
Thanks, Pearls. It's been so long, I'm actually a little nervous. Good morning, Mr. Lawyer.
Oh, Mr. Rhymes, you came to watch the trial?
Yeah, Sasha's back at the aquarium with the orca. So I thought I'd better come here to watch for her.
Well, don't you worry. We're gonna win for Orla. Isn't that right, boss?
Right, one unprecedented trial coming right up. Court is now in session for the trial of Aura Shipley. The defense is ready, Your Honor. Must we waste words on this? Prosecutor Simon Blackwell, known as the Twisted Samurai. He's a prosecutor who's also a convicted felon. They say he never conducts a trial without his loyal hawk Taka by his side. Mr. Wright, it's been quite a while since I've seen you like that. You put a suit on for once. The lawyer image suits you. You look younger somehow. Is the judge hitting on you, Phoenix? I think he's hitting on you. Thank you, Your Honor. And you look as young as ever yourself. Well, I have to keep up with you folks after all. By the way, has the defendant arrived in court yet? Oh, he doesn't know, does he? W. Riss. He doesn't know, does he? Surely you jest your baldness. Did you not receive the memo? The defendant, Aura Shipley, is an orca at Shipshape Aquarium. An orca? Why didn't they tell the judge? Why didn't they tell the judge? Arrangements for this trial were made only yesterday, so I didn't have time to review. What do you mean? What do you mean? What do you mean arrangements for this trial were made only yesterday, so I didn't have time to review? That's how every case goes. What? The trial's always the next day after the murder. Are you kidding me? You should have probably done that, Judge. But an orca as a defendant? It's patently absurd. Not really. Direct your comments to the defense. He's the absurd fellow who insisted on defending the orca in court in the first place. Absurd or not, I will carry out my duty to defend my client. Mr. Wright, you've really gone downhill after these past 8 years. What has happened? He's busy spoiling his robot grandchild. Your duty to defend your crying aunt? Don't you mean your crying orca, Mr. Wright? If we are to proceed, we must treat the orca as we would any other defendant. Every soul, be it of man or beast, is of equal value. Wow, Blackwell, that's like the sweetest thing you've ever said. The question is whether that soul is painted in black or white. Take Taka, for example. He is as human in spirit as you or I. Oh. The real question is, am I in for more pain as always? Orca or not, I suppose the defendant is still a defendant, and I vow to render my verdict fairly and impartially. Now then, Prosecutor Blackwell, your opening statement, if you would. That's quite the controversial statement. I suppose I can hardly leave it to someone who knew nothing of the defendant. Very well. Listen carefully. The orca murdered the owner of Shipshape Aquarium in the aquarium's orca pool. Whoa, he's actually giving the opening statement for once? Dang. The orca apparently toyed with the victim mercilessly as he died. A sadistic orca. What a chilling thought. And where exactly is this defendant now? Where is she? Bring her in. Inside this. She can fit inside a cell phone? A cell phone, Prosecutor Blackwell? Time marches on, your baldness, with or without us. I borrowed this TV phone from the aquarium, which will allow us to interact with the orca. A TV phone. Very well, the court accepts it into evidence. A cell phone used by Shipshape Aquarium staff, this model can connect to TVs and be used to conduct teleconferencing. We'll be able to view the defendant in question on this large monitor. Fulbright, prepare for transmission. Ha ha ha! You've got it, Prosecutor Blackwell! Aww. We'll proceed with the defendant on telecast. So that is the orca that stands accused, is it? Oh. Oh. Aw, she's waving her flipper at us. Maybe she's cheering us on?
Orla, wish Phoenix and Athena luck.
Oh. Oh, it's quite cute, isn't it? And this adorable creature is suspected of killing a man?
Orla's really pouring on the charm, huh?
She is far from cute. She's a violent, reckless animal. Okay, Blackwell. Okay, calm down. That's right. The name's Bobby Fulbright, and I'll take over the explaining from here. Now, if I could direct your attention to this diagram of the crime scene. Following the report of an orca attack, we, the police, raced on over to Shipshape Aquarium. There, we found a guest who says she saw the orca and the victim from the visitor's corridor. As the witness was watching, the orca suddenly went crazy and attacked the victim. The people said the same about you, Blackwell, so shush. The orca was the only one there, therefore no one else could have committed the crime. It's not quite finished, but I have a portion of the autopsy report here. Okay, instant death from brain contusion. There are signs of blunt force trauma all over the body. Oh, I can't imagine the terror of being attacked underwater by such a large creature. But attacking it did. Prepare yourself for the grisly details, your baldness. The prosecution moves to introduce our witness, Fulbright. You got it, Prosecutor Blackwell. In justice we trust. One brave lady whose fine sense of justice compelled her to speak, coming right up. How dare you make me wait? Don't you know I'm a busy woman? I could have written an entire book for all the time I spent in that lobby. Prosecutor Blackwell? Well, I am Norma de Plume, and I'm a non-fiction writer. Am I the only one who isn't telepathic here? Yeah, like, what was happening there?
Looks like she can read into people's words just as well as I can read into people's hearts.
Not everything needs to be a competition, Athena. Oh, what? Norma de Plume? The great non-fiction writer, Miss Norma de Plume herself? I've read all your works and enjoyed them immensely. Your million-seller, The Great Grief of the Great Thief, is one of my favorites. Oh, are you a fan, Your Honor? I could give you my autograph if you'd like. Oh, wait a second. I could swear you looked much different in the photos in your book. Well, I used ones from 10 years ago in my book so that the paparazzi won't harass me.
The judge seems so shocked.
The visual disconnect must really be doing a number on His Honor's head. Could we get started, please? If I find you to be lacking as a judge, you will see your debut in my books. Plot twist, she isn't de Plume. Gasp. She's actually the Phantom. Such harsh comments. You really must be the real Norma de Plume. Who knew Miss de Plume was so famous? Enough jabbering. Tell the court what you saw and keep it brief. I would thank you not to order me around. I am perfectly willing to tell everyone what I witnessed. It was the moment of the murder. Very well then. Please proceed with your testimony. The moment of the murder. I went to Shipshape Aquarium to see the killer whale. As I was watching the killer whale from the visitor's corridor, it suddenly went crazy. I saw the killer whale bite the victim to death with its huge mouth and deadly teeth. Attempting to remain calm, I reported the incident to the police immediately. That adorable defendant really did all that? It must be much more vicious than it looks. Now, deliver your judgment so I may carry out the sentence.
Objection!
Hold on. The defense would like to do some defending first, if that's alright. Can I do my job, please? Must you drag this out with your tomfoolery?
Hold it!
The defense always has the right to cross-examine the witness, you know.
A fellow inmate told me just this morning. If you want something signed, all you need is the document and a witness. Let me guess. They were convicted for contract fraud, right? All we need in this case is the evidence and a witness to convict. It's as simple as that. You didn't answer my question, Prosecutor Blackwell. Looks like I guessed right. Sorry, but as Miss Sykes said, the defense has every right to cross-examine. Isn't that correct, Your Honor? Yes, of course. You may proceed with your cross-examination, Mr. Wright. I shall relish the sight of you thrashing around in vain.
Let's do this.
I went to Shipshape Aquarium to see the killer whale.
Hold it!
Why did you want to see the orca? Fortnite? Well, it is a featured attraction of the aquarium, after all. Why waste energy on such tripe? There is but one attraction in Shipshape Aquarium that is worth anyone's time. And that is the penguins. Isn't that right, Taka, my friend? Ah, he's a bird guy. I love the elderly messages. Alrighty then, I guess Prosecutor Blackwell is for the birds.
Guess I should jot that down. Note to self. Prosecutor Blackwell is on Team Rifle.
Oh, I got an achievement for that. For pressing the plume and listening to Blackwell's take. Birds on the Brain is the name of the achievement. And so you went to see the orca in its tank? Yes, that's right. As I was watching the killer whale from the visitor's corridor, it suddenly went crazy. I saw the killer whale bite the victim to death with its huge mouth and deadly teeth. No, not its huge mouth and deadly teeth. How could it have done this? How could it have done this? Contusion from head trauma, bruised all over the body, death thought to be resolved with orca attack. Oh, no! No! My fave so far was something along the lines of time to etch and consider explosion. That's amazing. Is it as... Let's press it. Is it as simple as it didn't bite the victim to death? So you're saying you saw the very moment of the victim's death? That is exactly what I'm saying. Oh, it was simply dreadful. It was as frightening as losing one's manuscript just before a deadline. I suppose for a writer that would be pretty terrifying. I witnessed the killer whale's horrific act and knew I had to do something, so... Attempting to remain calm, I reported the incident to the police. I'm wondering if it's as simple as this.
Objection!
It would seem that you are mistaken, Mr. Plume. I beg your pardon? Do you think she brought a fan in the courtroom? Absolutely. 100%. The autopsy report does indeed say death thought to be a result of an orca attack. But the actual cause of death is contusion from head trauma, not being bitten. What? But, I'm sure the victim was bitten. I don't believe that can be true. The security footage doesn't show anything of the kind.
Objection!
Mr. Wright, you didn't watch the rest of the footage, did you? That's what he's gonna say. That's what he's gonna say, and then we've never seen the rest of the footage, so... Just as I suspected. I knew you would peek at the footage behind Fulbright's back. I have a right to look at the evidence. As a lawyer, I have a right to know the evidence. Well, what did you expect when he wouldn't play nice and share? But unfortunately for you, the footage you saw was only one small part. I knew it. Called it. Huh? Yesterday, after I decided to take this case to trial, I re-reviewed all the evidence, which you're not allowed to do. It's more than just a right. You're basically required. Everyone knows that defense attorneys have to go in blind to trials. They're not even allowed to know any of the evidence or even who their defendant is. Or do anything of the kind to prepare for the trial. That's silly. They have to wing it on the spot. And also get someone convicted in the same trial. Duh. Yesterday, after I decided to take this case to trial, I re-reviewed all of the evidence. But somehow the prosecutors are allowed with the evidence, even though multiple times there's been, like, cases of the prosecutors messing with the evidence. Do you think he'll use the magatom on the orca? God, I hope so. That'd be amazing. Taka, the evidence I gave to you for safekeeping. So the hawk gets the evidence, but I don't? What? Are you kidding me? Guess that hawk is higher up on the pecking order than Fulbright in Blackhole's book. Very well. Let's view the footage. Yep, there it is. What's this? The orca is biting the victim. No way. I have to say this appears to be very damning evidence. You think? No, I can't believe Orla really bit him. And And there is more. Look at this. This photograph was taken while the body was being examined. I'm still confused as to why the prosecutors allowed a predatory bird in the courtroom. Other prosecutors are allowed whips and allowed to throw coffee at the defense attorney. You know, it's just how it be. It's just how it be in this world. The prosecutors are the law's little special babies. But then I remember he started as a convicted murderer, so I just throw the logic to the wind. Yep. This photograph was taken while the body was being examined. There seems to be a strange bruise on the victim's right hand. Right wrist. I'm sure it's not relevant. We'll never talk about it again until tomorrow's trial, of course. Or later in this one, perhaps. It won't be relevant till later, though. I'll have the crime lab examine the bruise and calculate its relevance to the case at hand. What's important right now is evidence that points to the orca as the killer. Look at the left side of the body. See the orca's tooth marks in the victim's clothes? Yes, they do appear to suggest that she did, in fact, bite the victim. Yeah, but not deep enough to kill him. Just looks like she tore his clothes a bit. I told you so. And then the killer whale swam up towards the surface with the victim in its mouth.
Objection!
However, in the autopsy report, the cause of death is contusion from head trauma.
Objection!
You are much too what is that word? Impetuous, right, Dono? Granted, the orca biting the victim was not the cause of death. The witness was mistaken about that. Then what explanation is there for what the witness saw? Did I not say in the beginning, the orca toyed with the victim mercilessly? My goodness! I'm still confused of the objective fact that if an orca killed him, you wouldn't be able to tell who it was. Is it being brought up? my goodness! Plot twist, the penguin's the killer, so Blackwell has to put one of his beloved birds to death. No, not Rifle! After killing the victim, the defendant swam around with his dead body in her mouth. Not the penguin! Just like any other predator toying with its prey. I want to see Rifle the penguin was just a full-on actual rifle. She's like, yeah, I shot him. Mr. Wright! It's not a rifle. If it was the guy, would have been shot. She took him down. The hearts of the people in the gallery are suddenly filled with fear. Fear of Orla. So the defendant bit the victim after she had killed him. But if that's the case, then we must still figure out how the defendant killed the victim. Prosecutor Blackwell, do you have a sound theory to give to this court? Do you think her, meat of penguin ads have guns on them? Yeah. Yes, I do. I wouldn't be standing here if I couldn't prove whether the orca's heart was black or white.
But Orla is black and white.
Her body, I mean. Thanks, Athena. Thanks, Athena. Athena, please try not to provoke Prosecutor Blackwell. This witness also observed the actual moment of the murder. Think back, word mistress. Think back to what you observed before the orca bit the victim. Ah, I see what you're driving at. So that was the true moment of the murder, was it? Now, explain it in a way that even these simpletons can understand. There you go again, ordering me around. Stop that this instant. But whatever, I don't mind telling my story. I saw the killer whale before it toyed with the body as well. I saw it the moment it killed the victim by headbutting him. Orla killed the victim by headbutting him? I feel like we knew this. I feel like they've mentioned this already. Come meet Rifle, the coolest penguin you will ever see. Why did we call her Rifle? Because we can. The 2 words in there were necessary. I apologize. No, they do drive the point home. They do drive the point home. That's right. It rammed the victim over and over again. Recall that the autopsy report stated that there were bruises all over his body. Recall as well how persistent the defendant can be when she's attacking her prey. They felt natural. And we all just saw the killer whale headbutting the victim in the footage, don't forget. The footage backs up Mr. Plume's testimony. I think the park might get sued by angry parents. But there is also something very important it does not show. Now do you see what a menace this killer whale is?
Objection!
I'm sorry, but I can't allow your testimony to stand unchallenged. Looking at this footage, the orca certainly seems to be headbutting something. But you'll note that the something is not the victim. OMG, I need to sleep. Prom tomorrow. Yay! Prom! Oh! What? What is going on? Why is that? I want to look away, but I can't. Even if it was the victim, you couldn't have seen him from where you were, could you? We got the suit, even though I hate suits. Let's go. Even if it was the victim, you couldn't have seen him from where you were, could you? What? Oh, well, I suppose not. Mr. Plume, did you actually witness the victim getting headbutted by the defendant? Let's see. Oh, I remember now. As I recall, a rock in the shape of a skull was obstructing my view. So bye, I guess, guys. Bye, man. Have fun at prom. I want to watch for longer again. So, are you admitting that you couldn't see the victim? Yes, I suppose I am. However, immediately after the headbutting, the victim came floating up one day, Matt, one day. He came up from behind the skull-shaped rock and his body was all limp. What else could I think except the killer whale was headbutting the victim?
Objection!
But if you didn't actually see the moment of the attack itself, then it's pure conjecture.
Objection!
Must I do everything around here? How dare you speak so rudely to me? There's no need for hysterics. Clear your mind and recall how you reached your conclusion. Though you couldn't see what the orca was attacking, you didn't need to, did you? Because you knew she was behaving exactly as she had only 1 year prior, during the DL6 incident. The DL6 incident! Orca! The orca was trapped in an elevator. Sorry. Oh! 1 year ago. It always relates to flashback cases. That's right. Yes, that's it. That's how I knew the killer whale was headbutting the victim. I'm sorry, but could someone explain exactly what happened a year ago? There was an earthquake, right? There was an earthquake, and all the power in the aquarium went out. The orca was in an elevator. And she threw a gun. And her father died. No! How could it be? It wasn't her. If you must know, a very similar incident occurred only last year in which the defendant murdered her trainer. I told you! I told you! Was it in an elevator? Oh my god. The defendant murdered her trainer. What? The orca murdered her trainer, you say? I bet we're also gonna resolve this case, and I bet she didn't kill the trainer. What? Is this really true? This is not looking good for us. It's all in this book. That book! The Killer Whale. That's Mr. Plume's latest work. I was just thinking of picking that up. A non-fiction book by Norma de Plume. It's about the case from last year. Oh. Orca kills its trainer. The killer of a whale. Last year, the defendant killed her trainer in the middle of a show. The orca headbutted and bit the victim. Same thing she's accused of in this case. That orca killed 2 people? That thing is a menace. Guilty, guilty, I say. I never want to go to the beach again.
No, not everyone's even more convinced that Orla did it.
We're doing so well, but now everyone in the room has a bad impression of Orla. I don't want to think she did it. But it's hard to keep on believing in somebody who can't even tell me her side.
Phoenix, Athena, you gotta believe in Orla. There's no way she killed anybody. You gotta save her. Please, I'm begging you.
Sasha, what am I doing? Doubting my client like this? This is the time to be strong.
I believe in Orla, and I'm ready to fight for our clients. I'll take everybody in this courtroom on if I have to.
Don't you worry, Sasha. We won't give up on Orla. We'll defend her to the very end.
Thank you. Thank you, both of you.
Oh. We are Orla's lawyers. Who else but us can save her? We can't give up on her now. For an instant there, you were afraid of the orca, weren't you, right, Donna? When you saw the photograph of the victim from a year ago, you turned paler than me. He saw right through me. What is this? It's obvious you have neither the guts nor the determination to defend the orca. It's true that Orla can't speak, and I don't know her thoughts. That's not stop. But there's a certain someone who believes in Orla with all her heart. I respect the trust she has in Orla, so I'm willing to believe in Orla too. Think I missed the photo? Oh. Do we have it? Here it is. I bet we're gonna end up solving this case and Orla didn't, kill her. And what do you know about orcas? Nothing. That's what. So allow me to fill you in. Do you have any idea why orcas are also called killer whales? Because they're killers. Now lock them all up. We're gonna arrest every killer whale. Because they are cunning and merciless predators that hunt and kill even true whales. So killer whales really are killers? What terrifying creatures indeed. I can't bear to hear any more of such rubbish as trusting a killer. Can you, your baldness? No matter what you say, I'll continue to believe. I don't give up that easily, you know. Dullard, you don't know when to give up, do you? Very well. I should give you a chance to prove just how determined you are. Witness, spare no quarter, and lay the full truth on them. Oh, but of course, that is what I do after all. Prosecutor Blackwell, what will you have the witness testify about? I shall have her testify about what she saw and what she heard. What she heard? Very well. Mr. Plume, please tell the court what you saw and what you heard. The killer whale's behavior was exactly the same as a year ago. As I approached the pool, the killer whale suddenly started singing. I was calm when I saw it start to headbutt, but then the pirate hat and victim came floating up. I let out a scream. So the orca displayed the same behavior as during the incident a year ago. That's right. Those weren't just simple cries. It was singing. As I approached the pool, the killer whale suddenly started singing. It kept headbutting while it sang the Swashbuckler Spectacular song. That's right. It was singing the same song it sang in the aquarium stage show back then. It was singing while it was headbutting. Oh, it was perfectly horrible. I don't see a single obvious inconsistency in this testimony. It's clear I won't be able to take apart her statements with evidence alone.
Mr. Wright, now would be a good time for me to put my skills to work. It's time to show what analytical psychology can really do.
You seem pretty confident. Let me guess. You noticed the contradiction between the testimony and her emotions?
You bet I did. And once we expose it, we just might be able to crack her. No, scratch that. Make it. We'll definitely be able to.
Then let's give your knowledge of analytical psychology a try.
You got it, boss. A complete analysis of Mr. Plume's heart coming right up. Let's do this. Bing!
Yeah! Let's go, Mood Matrix! The killer whale's behavior was exactly the same as a year ago. As I approached the pool, the killer whale suddenly started singing. I was calm when I saw it start to headbutt. You don't look very calm, you look very afraid. But when the pirate hat and victim came floating up, I let out a scream. You don't look very calm. Mr. Plume, Orla really frightened you with her headbutting, didn't she? Don't be absurd. I certainly was not frightened by the likes of any killer whale.
It must have been something else that scared her then, boss.
However, I do remember being very afraid for some reason while it was doing that.
Sounds like maybe you saw something we haven't discussed yet. Take your time and try to remember what it was. What did you see?
This is practically turning into a counseling session. I saw something. Oh, I remember now. Okay.
Okay, good. Now if you could please tell the court what you saw.
I saw bright red blood. The killer whale's ramming caused the victim to bleed. There was a great cloud of blood. What? Yes, that's it. That's why I was so sure. That's when I knew the killer whale had killed a person for a second time. Well, that was a very compelling statement indeed. Looking at this again, there does appear to be something that could be a cloud of blood. So her terror was a reaction to blood, was it? That would certainly explain what happened yesterday. Please take a look at this blood-stained coin. Cease and desist at once! What kind of a man shows a lady blood? She doesn't have to get so worked up. I was badly injured during an interview once. Ever since then, I've been terrified of blood. The very sight of it dreadfully upsets my delicate sensibilities. This is a bad turn. If Mr. Plume saw blood, Then does that mean Orla really did attack the victim? It would appear that orcas are even more vicious than I am. So, how does it feel to be thoroughly rammed by your own cross-examination, Wright and Dono? Okay. Okay, Prosecutor Blackwell, calm down.
What do we do now, boss?
That testimony was not at all what I expected to hear.
Wait a minute. There's still some discord left in Mr. Plume's heart.
What? You mean there's more?
Yes, but there's no telling what it is. It could be something even more damaging.
Is there even anything left of our case to damage? Well, whatever it is, we have to face it head on. Athena, you believe in Orla, right? If so, there's no reason for us to shy away from the truth.
Yeah, you're right.
I know we can handle the truth, whatever it is. So let's delve a little deeper.
You've got it, boss.
The killer whale's behavior was exactly the same as a year ago. As I approached the pool, the killer whale suddenly started singing. After it started headbutting, I saw that awful blood and was terrified. Okay. But when the pirate hat and victim came floating up, I let out a scream. You don't look that scared. You're only like, ah, no, so scary.
Got it!
Huh, her fear appears to lessen here at this statement. Mr. Plume, weren't you afraid when you saw the victim was blood coming out of him? My, that's a very good question. I was shaken after witnessing a murder, yes, but then the blood seemed to disappear. Disappear? And why do you suppose that was? Simple. It was because of the pirate hat. Everyone knows when you put on a pirate hat, blood disappears. What? After the killer whale put the hat on, the cloud of blood disappeared. Like, what? What?
Objection!
Oh! And how exactly does that work? How should I know? I'm just telling you what I remember, Blue Boy. Wait a minute. From whom was this blood that Mr. Plume saw actually coming from? Bobby Fulbright! If she had an injury, like, on her head and something, and she put the hat on, it would cover up the wound.
Take that!
Consider this. Maybe the one who was bleeding wasn't the victim. I beg your pardon? What kind of ridiculous nonsense is that? There was no one else in the pool beside the victim. Oh, I wouldn't say there was no one else. It is an orca pool after all. What? Then where is this alleged injury on the defendant? I'm not sure, but if simply wearing the pirate hat made the blood disappear, then the blood must have been coming from somewhere on Orla's head. Maybe she got the injury from doing the ramming? What? What? The orca's head. What are you prattling on about now?
Please think about it again, Mr. Plume. Think back to what you really saw.
That is... The one who was bleeding was not the victim, but the killer whale? I remember now. There wasn't any blood coming from the victim after all. Interesting.
Bye-bye. We did it! Analytical psychology got us what we needed from her.
That was a huge help, Athena. It was also pretty dicey for a while, though. This is a surprise. The blood the witness saw was the defendant's, not the victim's. That is correct. And since there was no blood coming from the victim, there's only one thing we can conclude. That what Mr. Plume witnessed was not the moment of the murder as she claims.
Objection!
I thought you were unarmed, but it turns out you were concealing a sword all along. Oh, shoot. You see that? Nevertheless, it is far too dull to cut to the bone. Okay. Bang. Meaning... I grant that what the witness saw was not the victim's blood, but it proves nothing. After all. Prosecutor Blackwell, please stop talking. I know, I accidentally skipped it. After all, being rammed doesn't always result in a wound that bleeds, does it? Death from internal hemorrhaging is also a possibility. He has a point there. Hold on. If you wish to challenge me to a duel, you'll need a sharper blade than... Bleh. Bleh. You'll need a sharper blade than that, right, Donald? I demand evidence that proves the witness did not see the moment of the murder. There must be something. Thank Phoenix. I'm correct, and the victim's death occurred before she saw it. The victim was already dead when Orla started headbutting, and that would mean he died sometime before Miss DePlume was watching her. The events Miss DePlume witnessed took place at around 10:10 a.m. They must have something that can tell us about what happened before 10:10 a.m. Can we rewind the footage? The footage starts at the aquarium's 10 a.m. opening time. Yeah, we have like 10 minutes of footage. Can we watch it? We've only seen the footage from 10:09 to 10:10 a.m., which means there's still footage going further back that we need to check. Your Honor, I request that all of the security footage be played for the court. All of the footage? That's like 10 minutes, Mr. Wright. I don't know if I can handle that. Mr. Plume witnessed the cloud of blood at around 10:10 a.m., but I believe the victim was already dead by that time. So your assertion that the murder took place before... So your assertion is that the murder took place before Mr. Plume arrived? Exactly. The security camera footage starts at 10 a.m. when the aquarium opened. And I believe there is vital evidence in the 10 minutes before. Why doesn't security footage run all the time? Why does it only run when it's open? It feels like it should be running all the time. It's security footage. Like, what? You are quite the gambling man, right, Donald? Get some night guards in there, you know? Are you honestly willing to risk everything on those mere 10 minutes? I've bet on slimmer chances before, but when he puts it that way...
Hold it!
My boss is no coward, Prosecutor Blackwell, so I suggest you get ready to eat humble pie. Delicious. Uh-oh. Can't back down now. Oh well, if the defense is that confident in its importance. Prosecutor Blackwell, the security footage. Fulbright. Roger! I have the rest of the security footage right here. Very well. Please play it for the court. Please have something for me. This is what it looked like at 10:10 a.m. The witness can be seen here. Alright, I'll just back the footage up to the beginning now. Okay. It appears Mr. Plume hasn't arrived yet at this point. I want to see if I can find something from before this point in time. Okay. She's just swimming. Oh, there it is. The victim's already in the pool because we never see the body get dragged in. Is that it? Yup, that's all the footage there is. Well, Mr. Wright, did you see what you were looking for?
We got nothing.
That's the point, Athena. We've got nothing. She hurt herself trying to save him, didn't she? I'm guessing. She got the head injury from ramming her head into the rock. Well, right, Donna. Those were the 10 minutes you placed your bet on. Did you see anything of significance? Did I see anything important? I'd better think about this carefully. In the footage, we see nothing. And nothing is something. We can see nothing of importance in that footage. Just as I thought. Ha ha ha! You're right about that. That section was completely meaningless. It doesn't show a thing. That's why I didn't submit it as evidence.
Hold on.
No, it's just the opposite. Huh? Oh, what do you mean by that? In this 10 minutes of footage, something important that should be there isn't there. Detective Fulbright, this footage should have been submitted as evidence. What? Are you questioning the way I carry out my duty to justice? Oh, Mr. Wright, explain yourself, please. What is this important thing that you say should be in the footage but isn't? The body?
Take that!
The important thing we should see in this footage is the victim himself, Jack Shipley. I don't know about you, but I didn't see him get in the pool in that footage.
I did not.
Oh! That's right. If the victim is not shown entering the pool in his footage, it means that he must have been there by the Skull Rock during those 10 minutes. But no human being can hold their breath underwater for that long. Because he's not a human being. He's a mermaid. Get him. Lock him up. Wait, he's dead. Oh. Wait a minute, are you saying... When the security camera started up at 10 a.m., the victim was already dead. What? She killed him before. Order! Order in the court! If that's the case, then when was the victim murdered? I don't know, Your Honor. But we know now it had to have been sometime before 10 a.m. Therefore, this footage can no longer be called decisive evidence against my client. But there is no one else who could have killed the victim. Not necessarily. The defense believes that the true culprit might have been human. And we have evidence to back up our theory as well. Do you know? I'd be very interested in seeing this evidence. The defense's trump card, that thing we found during our investigation yesterday. I'm giving you enough clues, player. I wouldn't go so far as to call it decisive, but now's the time to play it. You've activated my trap card, Prosecutor Blackwell. Very well, Mr. Wright. Please submit your evidence. What evidence shows that the crime may have been committed by a human? I play. Pot of greed and draw 3 cards. What's this? A coin? Yeah, a fake coin used in the aquarium's pirate show. We found it beside the pool. This coin is quite possibly the real murder weapon. This tiny little coin is the murder weapon? Oh, Mr. Wright, if this is another one of your bluffs. As they say, the bolder the presentation, the less confident the solicitor. This is no bluff, and this isn't the only coin. There are 300 of these coins in all, weighing a total of about 7 pounds. This one just happens to have blood on it. Did you have the blood analyzed to see whose it is? No, you wouldn't let me. Not yet. But there were coins scattered all around the body, and the victim had a head wound. Taking these things into account, I believe it has to be the victim's blood. So, to put it together, we have about 7 pounds of coins by the side of the pool. I'm wondering if the fact we haven't had the blood analyzed maybe it's gonna be someone else's blood? I'm not sure though. Not sure where it's going. It could just be the victims, and it's just... But the way it hasn't been analyzed yet, how these games go, I'm wondering if it's gonna be like the real killer's blood is on the coin. So to put it together, we have about 7 pounds of coins by the side of the pool. One of them with a blood stain on it. I think the answer is pretty clear here. Your Honor, the defense proposes that the victim was killed by side the pool. The side of the pool? But if the murder took place there, it would be difficult to say the orca did it. I realize you were trying to defend your client, but that theory is preposterous. How could 300 coins possibly be made to hit someone all at once? It'd be pretty easy if they were in a bag or something of that nature. And so where is this bag the coins were in? Unfortunately, Your Honor, we recovered nothing of the sort from the scene. It's possible the culprit took it with them. They took it? The true culprit used the coins as a blunt instrument to commit murder. Then they threw the body into the pool before the security cameras started up. And then they left, taking the bag the coins were in with them. They got rid of the evidence that points to a human culprit to pin the blame on Orla.
That was brilliant, Mr. Wright. You found a way to introduce the possibility of a human perpetrator.
Yeah, somehow. Let's hope my luck holds out. I think I know who the killer is. Yes. I wonder why Prosecutor Blackwell hasn't said anything. The possibility of a perpetrator other than the defendant has now been suggested. But if we hold this possibility to be true, then what did Mr. Plume witness? That's right. I saw the killer whale attack the victim, just like it did a year ago, singing a song. Can't remember his name, but I think the kid who raps a lot, Marlon Rhymes. He's been on my radar a bit too. Just like it did a year ago, singing a song.
I guess there's still that. Even with somebody else as the culprit, Orla's behavior still seems pretty bizarre. Wonder why she was doing the same thing she did a year ago.
But is it really that bizarre?
What do you mean?
To explain the inexplicable, all we have to do is turn our thinking around.
Turn our thinking around, huh? Sounds good to me.
Time to give the old turn my thinking around method a try. Instead of trying to figure out why Orla did the same thing she did a year ago, I should consider the results that were produced by her behavior this time around. Orla sang a song, did some headbutts, and bit the victim. If the real culprit wanted to shift the suspicion onto Orla, then they would have needed to give people a reason to think Orla did it in the first place. Oh, they made her do a trick with the whistle! To put the blame on her. Mr. Wright, as her lawyer, how do you explain your client's actions? I believe we should think of it in this way, Your Honor. What kind of effect did Orla's actions have on the case? They created a witness. Very well, then why don't you explain it for the court? How did the defendant's actions affect the case? They created a witness, they killed the victim, they got rid of evidence. Yeah, they created a witness. Mr. Plume focused her attention on the orca pool because she heard the song. The orca's act of singing a song created a witness. This is just like the Edgeworth case from the first game, where Yanni Yogi shot the gun twice in the air to create a witness. Boom. It all leads back to DL6. The orca's act of singing a song created a witness. Created a witness? Isn't it possible that fabricating a witness was the real culprit's true intention? After all, Mr. Plume witnessed two things. She saw Orla headbutt something over and over, and she saw the orca bite the victim. These two actions of Orla's might have been the real culprit's plot to make the witness think the orca was attacking the victim. Are you saying that the defendant was being manipulated by the true perpetrator? Exactly. And that would explain Orla's actions perfectly. But the defendant is an orca. Is it even possible to manipulate her? Yes, there's a way to manipulate Orla's behavior with this, her whistle.
Take that!
Is this a whistle?
And anyone can use it too.
That's an important clue. Yes, Your Honor. Trainers at the aquarium use whistles to issue commands to Orla. But in truth, anyone can do it, provided they know the right signals. That must be how they got Orla to do tricks for their private shows. The true culprit hid the body in a spot that couldn't be seen from the visitor's corridor. Then when Mr. Plume appeared, they gave Orla the commands. In other words, Orla was manipulated by the culprit to perform a series of tricks. What? And as for you, Mr. Plume, you were manipulated by the true culprit to play the part of the witness. I, Norma de Plume, was set up. I, Norma de Plume, writer extraordinaire, was used. Please back up, ma'am. No. No! Oh dear. Oh dear. Mr. Bloom, please do something about your attire. That was one wardrobe malfunction I did not want to see. It would appear we need to shift our suspicion towards someone other than Orla. Prosecutor Blackwell, please have the bloodstained coin analyzed. You waste your breath. I guess even Prosecutor Blackwell can't refute the possibility of a human suspect.
You did it, boss. If the crime happened beside the pool, there's no way an orca could have done it.
Yeah, if only we could find the bag the coins were in. In light of the new discovery, it would appear that the orca couldn't have done it. Exactly, Your Honor. If the blood on the coin proves to be that of the victim, we can unequivocally overturn Orla's accusation.
Objection!
Oh. Ah! The shackles! Overturn the defendant's accusation. I think not. Ah! My hair, my beautiful hair. Yesterday, a new inmate was brought into the prison. He said, the moment you relax is when you're most vulnerable. What did this man go in for? He is merely a sneaky thief who enjoys a spot of fishing now and again. But Wright Donald here would be easier to hook than any fish. You don't mean it. That hawk sure does love the judge's head. Oh, are you kidding me? They found the bag? Are you serious? Oh, what's this? That coin from before and some sort of bag? Are you serious? A bag? I don't think I'm gonna like this. This is the coin bag the 300 coins were in. I believe you were looking for this. How did you get that? I never said we didn't find it at the crime scene. The bag had blood on it, so naturally I had it sent to the crime lab. And does the blood belong to the victim? It does indeed. As does the blood on the coin. Okay. So what? I knew it! So the blood on the coin did belong to the victim. The bag was open and the coins had all spilled out. But the bag alone wasn't proof enough to say that it was used as the murder weapon. However, thanks to the defense and their coin, I am more than satisfied that it was. Prosecutor Blackwell, are you conceding that the true culprit committed the murder with the bag of coins? I shall concede that the victim was put into the pool after his death. However, even with the bag, it doesn't change the fact it was the orca that killed the victim. What? How can you still suspect Orla? You said that the true culprit manipulated Orla's behavior. But Orla isn't the kind of orca that would let someone control her. If anything, Orla used the victim's behavior against him to murder him. What? But... are you arguing that the orca manipulated a human being? To prove it, I have summoned another witness. Marlon Rhymes. Take the stand. Marlon Rhymes is a witness?
Please don't wrap it. Please don't wrap your direct. Please don't wrap your testimony, please. Oh, don't just stand there. State your name. He's gonna rap. He's gonna rap. Don't do it. Okay, thank goodness. I told you I didn't want to be a witness. I thought one witness would be quite enough to prove the defendant's guilt. But apparently Wright won't be satisfied until every stone is turned. Well, son of a... Alright, fine. If I gotta talk, then let's get this over with.
Mr. Rhymes doesn't seem like a willing witness. I wonder what Prosecutor Blackwell is gonna have him testify about. He doesn't want to be a witness. Everyone who says that in this franchise is guilty of something. So could we have your name and occupation for the record, witness? No, don't do it. Do not. God damn it. Ahoy! Yo, 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 ho, ho! People of the law, time to testify. Chilling with my crew at the ship shape. Orcas, penguins, and the seascape. Cleaning and feeding, there ain't no end. But them bratty kids' tours, I shall transcend. New animal keeper from the house of rhymes. I'm the master keeper, mauling with the rhymes. Oh my god. Oh my, I'm afraid I couldn't understand a word you said. Is that flip-flop music young people nowadays like? So close, Your Honor. So close, and yet so far. Please proceed with your testimony, witness, without the flip-flop. Okay, fine. But I don't want to do this, I tell ya. I feel like I'm selling Sasha out. Ooh. The man manipulating Orca. At about 10:10 a.m., I was in the staff room. No, you weren't. I heard a loud noise from the pool room, so I went to the door to look in. I couldn't see the captain or the Orca, but I saw a bunch of coins scattered around. The Orca knows there's a certain spot people stand to play volleyball with her. I think maybe she knocked down the stuff that was piled up there and hit the captain. So that gives us a little more info about the area around the Orca pool. Orca pool diagram updated in the court record. It also has information about the area around the Orca pool on the first and second floor. The pool is about 65 feet deep. The defendant made the stuff fall down. Overturned crates and assorted props were scattered all over the pool room floor. There is no doubt that it was the Orca that caused the mess. But could she really have done that from within the pool? As I said, the Orca is the only one that could have performed such a feat. The pool and its room were tidied the night before, including its various odds and ends. But when our rhyming Marlin took a look-see, over 400 pounds of props had fallen. To move it all in one go would challenge even the brawny prisoner in the cell next to mine. What is he, the jail gossip? So, how did 400 pounds of items fall all at once? I'll tell you how. The Orca pulled on the cloth that was underneath them. A weight that would be all but impossible for a human to move. Was child's play to an Orca. During a friendly game of volleyball, the defendant made the crates fall, and the bag of coins that was among the items fell on the victim's head and killed him. The Orca then toyed with the victim's body underwater, which is what Mr. Plume saw.
Objection!
But the witness only said he heard a loud noise. That doesn't automatically make it the sound of Orla making the items fall. Also, why did you only look in on the pool room anyway, Mr. Rhymes? That Orca sometimes makes a loud noise to summon her trainer. Oh, I'm wondering if she found the dead body and then she made that loud noise to get attention, to draw, like, to get help. That's what that's what I'm guessing. I'm guessing that she was trying to get help. Oh, I love Orla. But I'm still a newbie, so I don't have a security card to get into the pool room yet. So even if she tries to summon somebody,
There isn't much I can do about it. I see. So the witness couldn't enter the crime scene.
Objection!
If Mr. Rhymes couldn't enter the room, there's at least one thing he can't be sure about. His statement that the orca was playing volleyball is purely speculation.
Silence.
Whether the orca was actually playing volleyball or not is not the issue. Traces of the orca's saliva were found on the cloth that was underneath the crates. The important point is that the orca is the only one who could have moved the items. Ugh, I have to discredit that statement somehow. If I don't, it'd mean that Orla was the culprit, even if the victim died beside the pool. Okay, he wasn't in the staff room. We know that. Pearl told us. No, you weren't. Don't lie.
Objection!
You say you were in the staff room, but is that really true? Of course it's true. Why would I lie about a thing like that? Mr. Rhymes, have you ever seen this calendar before? Hey, that's... I see you recognize it. Yeah, that's the rifle calendar. It's a big hit at the Shipshape Aquarium gift shop. Thank you for shopping at Shipshape. Mr. Rhymes, please refrain from scattering fish around the witness stand. Not to worry your baldness. Taco will have them cleaned up in no time. Okay. I guess that bird comes in handy now and then. Alright, Mr. Wright. We have all seen your cute souvenir. Now, if you wouldn't mind. No, Your Honor. This isn't my calendar. It was originally the witness's, but it came into the possession of a certain young lady. What? Mr. Rhymes and this young lady first met each other in the food prep room. After a mishap, their calendars got switched around. They ran into each other about 10 a.m. in the food prep room. So clearly, the witness was not in the staff room. In other words, there's no way he could have heard the noise in the pool room upstairs. What's this? This is the first I'm hearing about any calendar. That's because Mr. Rhymes and Pearls were keeping it a secret. You lied to me. This transgression will not go unpunished. So, Mr. Rhymes, you didn't hear the noise of the equipment falling after all, did you? Okay, I admit it. I didn't hear the noise in the orca pool room myself. Somebody told me about it. Who told you about it? It was... Unless you tell the truth, Mr. Rhymes, I can't save Orla. I'm sure you know how sad that would make Miss Buckler. I heard about it from Sasha. Ooh. Oh no. What? From Miss Buckler? But that doesn't make sense. What is going on here? Ooh. This case is getting interesting. Now it's the trainer's own words that drive the orca into a corner. How do you like being bitten by your own client, right, Dono? I certainly didn't see this coming. What perfect timing. There was something I wanted to ask Miss Buckler about the orca. The prosecution calls the trainer Miss Sasha Buckler to the stand. Yes, I suppose it would be a good idea to hear what the orca's trainer has to say. I don't know what Sasha is gonna say. But I'll just have to meet it head on, whatever it is. We will take a 20-minute recess while the witness is summoned. Ooh. Interesting. One moment. One moment, gamers. One moment, gamers. 1 second.
Just one moment.
Well, thank you guys so much for tuning into this stream. I would finish this trial, like this trial day, but I'm not feeling very well. So I'm gonna go relax for a bit.
I'm a bit sicky still. It's coming and going. But I'm gonna send you all off. Thank you guys for tuning in. This case is getting very cool, very interesting. I'm gonna go relax. What's tomorrow? Thursday? I might stream tomorrow, probably. Depends how I feel. And if I do, most likely some Apollo Justice. I'm gonna send you all on a raid. It looks like who we're raiding. She's playing some Miles Edward Investigations. I'm so excited to play